What's going on, guys? Sean Nalawani, SeanNal.com, with a bit of a different video today where I'm gonna go over a list of things people do in the gym that are really annoying and that I would consider to be bad gym etiquette. I've been in and out of a ton of different gyms over the years. I've seen pretty much everything in terms of gym behavior. And so these are just some of the ones that stand out. Now, this is just my own personal list. Comment below if you agree or disagree on some of these, or feel free to mention your own if they aren't included in this list. So 10 annoying things people do in the gym, and here they are in no particular order. Number one is grunting and yelling on every single rep. Now, sure, if you're genuinely, training hard and pushing yourself to the max to get those last couple reps on like a squat or a deadlift or some other big movement, obviously I'm not gonna knock you for that, that's fine. But in no realistic situation is screaming across the gym necessary if you're doing a tricep kickback or a cable lateral raise, or even most exercises for that matter, because the truth is that most typical weight training exercises are actually not that hard when it all comes down to it. They're challenging, yes. They're uncomfortable, yes, but they're not that hard. So if you're just grunting loudly through your whole workout as a way to get attention or to look tough, it's actually having the opposite effect and you pretty much just look like a goof. Number two is standing directly in front of the dumbbell rack when you're performing an exercise. So when you stand right in front of the dumbbell rack and do your entire set there, you either force people to have to walk all the way around the benches to get through to the other side, which can be a pain in the ass if they're carrying a pair of heavy dumbbells themselves, or they're not able to put their dumbbells back or get the pair of dumbbells they want because you're blocking the rack. So the solution here is very simple. Grab the pair of dumbbells you want, take a couple steps back, do your set there, and leave the path in front of the dumbbell rack clear so that people can get in and out easily. Number three, and this is probably the one that drives me the most insane, and that is people who just don't put their weights away. So if you're someone who blatantly loads up a bar or a machine with multiple plates, you do your set, and then you just walk away without taking the weights off, knowing full and well somebody else is gonna have to do it because you couldn't be bothered, there's a pretty good chance that I basically hate you. I mean, it might be hard to comprehend for some people, but weight plates generally don't unrack themselves, and there's a really good chance that the person using the machine after you is not going to be using the exact same amount of weight, which means that they're going to have to then unrack all of your weights before putting theirs on. So it's very simple, guys. If you put the weights on the machine, then when you're done, take the weights off the machine. It's basic common courtesy. It's not hard to do, and everybody in the gym is better off as a result. Number four is quite simply guys who stink. And I say guys because in all my years of being in gyms, I've never encountered this from a female, not once, at least not that I can remember. It's always dudes 100% of the time in my experience. If you alone are single-handedly able to transform the smell of 1,500 square feet of gym space, it's probably time to reevaluate your life. And this is a tricky one because the majority of guys who stink, they don't know they stink. That's the big challenge, because if they knew they stunk, then they'd probably do something about it. And most likely, at least one of you watching this is the guy at the gym who smells really bad and you just aren't aware of it. Now, I don't know which one of you it is. I'm sure you're not a bad person, but if you're watching this and if you can hear me, please wash your gym clothes and apply some deodorant to this sort of general area here before you hit the gym. What you do and how bad you smell in the privacy of your own home, that's completely up to you. But when it comes to the gym, at least try to maintain moderately acceptable hygiene for the sake of the other members around you. Number five is leaving a pile of sweat on a bench or a machine and then walking away. Now, if you tend to sweat a lot during your workouts, that's obviously natural. It's not a bad thing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that other people in the gym want to bathe in it. So either just put a towel down on the bench or the machine, or when you're done using it, wipe the machine down so that the next person doesn't have to deal with it. Number six on the list of bad gym etiquette are people who sit on their phone for excessive periods of time in between sets. Now, I'm not saying there's anything necessarily wrong with using your phone in between sets if you really want to. That's totally up to you. But what is annoying is when you end up getting distracted by your phone and then you're sitting there sending Snapchat dog filters or scrolling through glute kickback videos on Instagram for 5 or 10 minutes or more while somebody else is waiting to use the bench or machine that you're on. So unless you're scrolling through my personal Instagram or my YouTube channel, in which case it's obviously fine and it's even encouraged, try to be aware of how long you're spending on your phone. Be aware of the other people around you. Don't take too long in between sets, or let people work in with you while you are using your phone. Number 7 are people who try to claim multiple pieces of gym equipment at the same time and then train in a circuit fashion or use it for supersetting. Now, whether that's just how your personal workout plan is laid out or not, if you've made the decision to go ahead and train at a public gym where there's other people also working out and where everybody's sharing the equipment, trying to reserve multiple machines using towels or water bottles or whatever else, especially if they're widely used pieces of equipment like a leg press or something like that, that just kind of makes you a bit of a douche. Because it makes other people have to wait 2 or 3 times as long to get to that equipment themselves. And because when you walk up to a machine that has a towel laying on it, you aren't even sure if somebody else is using it or not. And so you're just forced to stand there like an idiot, looking around and waiting for somebody who may or may not even be coming back. So, I mean, if you're using like a pair of dumbbells and maybe one machine side by side, that's not a big deal. But don't be the guy or girl who lays down a towel to reserve one piece of equipment and then walks to the other side of the gym to do something else and then goes back and forth. Number 8 is the weight plate sandwich. And this is where people will add a bunch of different size plates to the same rack and end up trapping the smaller plates on the inside so that someone then has to unrack a bunch of 45s, for example, to get to the 25-pound plate that they want. Now, maybe this is nitpicking, but it is annoying nonetheless, and it just makes a lot more sense to put each size weight plate on its own rack, or at least stack the biggest plates like the 45s and 35s, stack those together, and then stack the smaller plates together rather than mishmashing them all into one big mess. Number 9 are people who offer unsolicited training advice. Now, there is a bit of a gray area here. If you are somebody who has reasonable training knowledge and you see a beginner doing something blatantly dangerous that has a good chance of injuring them, then that's your call. I don't see anything wrong with that as long as it's coming from a place of genuine concern and you're going about it in a way that doesn't embarrass them. But aside from that, don't be the guy who goes around the gym dispensing training tips to complete strangers who didn't ask you for it. Nobody wants some random person coming up and telling them how to work out. So unless someone specifically asks you if they're squatting low enough or if their elbows are too flared during their bench press, just do your own thing and let other people do theirs. And number 10, and some people are going to disagree with this probably, but I personally really don't like it when somebody comes up and asks me how many sets I have left on a given exercise. When I'm in the middle of my workout, I like to be able to focus in fully on each set. I want to take a proper rest period, and I don't want to be pressured by somebody who's just constantly lurking behind me waiting for me to finish. Now, if you're asking how many sets I have left because you genuinely want to know the answer, because you want to know if you should wait or go do something else, and that obviously makes sense. Or if you want to work in and we're using similar weight, that's fine too. But in my experience, it seems like a lot of people ask the how many sets do you have left question, not because they actually want to know the answer, but it's more so just a way of letting you know that they're waiting for you or because they feel like you're taking too long. So unless somebody's being unreasonable, talking and texting and taking forever in between sets, I generally never ask that question and I just let people finish the exercise without pressuring them, and I prefer if people do the same for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think, or if you have your own examples of bad gym etiquette that I didn't mention here, or if you disagree with any of the ones that I talked about. Make sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy the video, and subscribe as well to stay up to date on future videos. The official website is SeanNal.com. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as well. The links are also in the description. And as long as you're willing to use proper gym etiquette while following it, you can grab my step-by-step body transformation blueprint over at btblueprint.com, or by clicking the little icon at the top of the screen. That lays out all of my recommended workouts, meal plans, and supplements for optimal muscle growth and fat loss. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you again soon.